div with the ID box, class box, and some attribute here, okay? So what this means?
Select the ID of box.
Select and select by ID. And how can we do that with plain JavaScript?
Document.query selector.
Document.query selector.
Or
What other one?
by ID.
Document.get element by ID. So I have this is for the ones that are using Sublime. So if you go to install package, Ctrl-Shift-P or Command-Shift-P, install package, and you go to this one, JavaScript. Oh, I don't have. I don't know if you can see this one, JavaScript and Node.js snippets. I made some snippets. You can download if you want to.
Install this one in Windows again.
Ctrl-Shift-P.
Control-Shift-C.
P.
Pop.
So you made that package right there?
Yeah, I made this package. There's a lot of people using it. So,
How do you make your packages available in Sublime?
like,
You have to add them to package control here?
yeah, and they have like some syntax that you can create your snippets and, but like, there's a lot of people, like 45,000. It's a lot of people.
If you only had $1.
And there are some shortcuts like for creating events. I'm going to show each one of them right now. So if I just want to select this by ID, I can just document.query selector and put the ID. With this package, QS tab, and then you can change this event and then change the selector. Okay, this is the equivalent. Or document.get elements by ID. This one, I guess it's GI. Just a snippet, just a shortcut. You don't need that, just a tip. So these are the equivalents. And we can see this on the browser. Like what this is gonna happen. So we have jQuery loaded over here, okay? Let's see how, oh, we're gonna have to comment everything. Okay, no problem. I can use multiple cursors and then comment to a comment on all this. Cool. So let me just load this and check it out, the content. With jQuery, this is the result that you have. With jQuery, you have the element, you have this context, you have selector, you have length. So there's a lot of stuff that jQuery puts on top of that. If you just select with get element by ID, you don't need this because it's an ID. Come on. Oh, also that log. You have the element. Same thing with query selector. If you want to do console.log really quickly, just CL with that package that I mentioned. So here you have the object. Cool? What about select something, like what this one means? So you select by class, right? We can use query selector and just put the class over here. Or, what is the alternative with JavaScript? Here's another API. Get by class name.
Query selector all.
Query selector all. So you could just use the get elements by class name. if you're using this package, just GC or QS or QSA for document query selector all, and just put box.
What was the name of your package again?
JavaScript and commercial and
Nice, I installed it.
yeah,
JavaScript and.
Node.js snippets. Cool. What about this one?
Do you change the code to your package later?
Yeah.
You get element by tag name?
Oh, okay. My tag name is just GC. You add to class. It stands for. Then you just hit tab and you can change the objects really quick. So what about this one?
Get element by tag name.
By tagging, cool. GT. You got elements by tag name, or you can use the query selector. Same thing. Just do this. Oops. Or just. That's the equivalent. Cool. So imagine I have like 5 tags, different IDs. You have the same class, and I just want to get. If I do it like this, I'm gonna get them all with jQuery, right? It's gonna get me the full list of boxes. If I just want to get one with jQuery, how can I do that? .get 0. So what is the equivalent of this for JavaScript?
Document, query selector all, then the class, and then
Yeah,
the bracket class,
yeah.
randomization.
This one is gonna get all of them, and this one is gonna get only the first one. So let's see the difference over here. So I get query selector all. I got the whole list of them, but I just want the first one. Same thing. Cool. What about events? So we have played with them already. So this is how you declare events on JavaScript. You have this on property. So you select. Yeah, of jQuery. So you fetch the document, and then here I can like put some selector over here. Like whenever I click on box, or whenever I click on my document anywhere, if I click here, I'm gonna get the event over here. This is how you do it with jQuery. What about in plain JavaScript? We have done that sometimes. Add event listener. Yeah, with this snippets list, just AE, and then I can just attach something here. What this block of code means in jQuery.
Select the ID of box and attach the form.
Perfect. So here it is. We have Lauren. This is the text of my first box. What is the equivalent in plain JavaScript?
Document, query selector, box, inner HTML.
So inner HTML, you can put anything here, and this will work. But I just want to change it to text, because let's say I have another stuff over here, and I don't want to replace that.
Text content.
Text content, perfect. So we just changed the text content. And for the other one, that's how you do it. box dot inner HTML. So
What's the difference between inner HTML and text content?
So with inner HTML, we can actually put some HTML on this, and this is gonna include that. We can take a look in practice. So inner HTML, if I put a paragraph, some content, and close that tag, this will actually create a paragraph inside of my div ID box. This is actually HTML. I can just change this to strong. Strong. So I have this div that has strong. If I change that same line of code to text content, then what I'm gonna have is a string that has this value.
So what was the first one? What the string would it say?
Inner HTML.
Will replace whatever it is.
This is gonna create the HTML and create the tag. But the other one, it's gonna just put what that string means in text, which is this. So this is not a real.
So foreign characters should be text content, not inner HTML. It
Sorry?
doesn't matter.
What?
Foreign text.
Foreign text?
Text.
Oh yeah, for any text, only text, you use text content. If you want something to render as HTML, then use the inner HTML.
Thank you.
Cool. What about this one in JavaScript? In jQuery, sorry.
It depends on paragraphs.
Exactly. So imagine I have like another paragraph here. And this says like ABC, okay? If I use inner HTML of this one, what's gonna happen?
It's gonna render the paragraphs.
I'm selecting box and I'm including this as HTML inside of that box that already contains a paragraph. So what's gonna happen is that I'm not gonna render the ABC because it was replaced by JavaScript. All right?
Right.
Make sense? If I just remove that line, I have the ABC, okay? So what can I do to put some content and don't replace my ABC?
Plus equal.
You could do plus equal or you can use append. So this is how you do it with jQuery. And with plain JavaScript, append child. And then you can put something strong. Oops. Let me check why is the append child not working. Oh, that's because the append child, it needs to be an element. So if I want to put like this, I'll have to use inner HTML plus equals. And this is gonna work. But if I want to use append child, it needs to be a node type. So I can do either strong, which is empty. What? Oh yeah, I need to create the element. Yeah, so I can create an image, for example, and append that image. Image.src. can just append this object. So append child works with objects, and when inner HTML works with strings.
Alright, hold on, so var image equals new image. Image.source, document query selector, box, pin child, image. And the original one was you were pinning a paragraph. How would you do it with a paragraph?
Paragraph, we can just
Text content or inner HTML?
this is just content. I'm not using any HTML over here.
Sorry, wait, why is it not inner HTML?
Inner HTML is when I want to put HTML inside of that. But I don't want, I just want Lara. So you got the difference between inner HTML and text
No,
content?
because I thought inner HTML, we don't all, when we've been using inner HTML, we've been putting just like a word in there, you know, without a tag.
It works if you don't have a tag, but if you do have a tag, it's more safe to use if you don't have a tag, then your HTML will work still too, but it would be safer to use text content when you can't.
Use text content. How come safer?
If you